Yeah, man, the clout-chasers. Return of the clout-chasers. They back at it. They reached a new low. When you thought they went as low as they can get, they just went even lower.
They went to hell on you?
They went to hell on me. I'm talking about No Jumper, man. They just interviewed Pop Smoke's alleged killer, right? And I'm saying alleged because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but he got convicted of it. They were saying he was the trigger man.
Oh, he
Regardless
was?
if he pulled the trigger or not, he was a part of it. They just interviewed him, and I'm questioning why. Why are you giving people platforms simply because they deleted another black person? And this black person happened to be a rapper, whatever the case. I know it's for engagement, it's for clicks. You think, oh my God, they're gonna go crazy. They actually got a lot of negative feedback. I was shocked. People was like, why the fuck are you giving him a platform? Like, this is crazy. All he did was go kill a rapper. Why does that need to be talked about? Like, I can understand if it's like Ted Bundy or something.
Exactly.
But he's like,
That's what I was just gonna say.
He's like a serial killer. It's like, we need to get in his mind. Like, what made you unalive 100 people or delete 100 people? Like, that's crazy. That's something that's a little different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then, okay, you black, you killed another up-and-coming black rapper. Let me give you a platform and blow you up. Because all it's doing is causing more divide. Pop Smoke family got to see this. They got to relive him being killed. And now his homies, I know they feel like, you know, we got to go get him. We got to do something about this shit. Because he on the internet trolling. I see they put the video out of his homies FaceTiming him. And they like, man, fuck that nigga, whatever. So now they like, you know what? We got to get back. We got to go slide for him. And if they do, that's more content for them. Because now the interview is going to blow up even bigger. So it's just causing more divide in the black community. And the puppet master's back at it.
But we know what the fuck going on over there. Cuz don't give a fuck. And if it's going to make him dollars, it makes sense at the end of the day. And like you said before, if they willing to go do it, they going to go do it. We could wonder why people want to do shit, but he's going to keep exploiting it. It don't matter what the fuck we talking about. It don't matter what nobody else talking about. As long as these niggas going on here, he ain't caring that it's a black on black crime. He just caring it's a story with a headline, and I'm going to get the valuable information I can. Because regardless, some people do want to know. They do want to hear it because that's what most people are attracted to the bullshit. So I just feel like I agree to everything you saying, though. It don't make no sense because that's how people looking at it. Like, are you making these people famous just based off of what they done to a person that was more iconic? You know what I'm saying? In that sense.
How old is he? And from what I know, right, from the case, he's only out because he was a juvenile. So to me, that's what makes it even more sick, right? Like, this is somebody who doesn't have a fully developed brain, who, again, I don't want to make excuses for bro, because at that age, you know what you're doing, right? It's right from wrong. But I feel like to then bring him on and say, hey, you know, let's have an interview about it and talk about it and run down how it exactly happened is crazy. And when you even watch the interview, bro is not even really giving it up like that. He like, oh, I don't know about no address. They were trying to make it seem like this plot, like they planned to go there and do certain things to him. All they did was plan to rob him, and they said that, you know, shit just went left. So that's what dude was trying to say. Adam was more so trying to make it this story that it was not, which again to me speaks to the clout chasing shit that he does. But I agree with you, like they gonna keep doing it as long as they want to do it. Can't really stop it. It's gonna keep happening. So,
nah, that's a fact. Like the few clips that I seen, bro seemed like he ain't had a sober day since he been out. His energy was low. It's almost like he just waiting for the day that the karma catch up. The way it sounded, because he even went out to say, I'm not sorry for what happened.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't happen, but fuck it. Niggas die every day. I thought he was a model or something. So kind of really downplaying Pop Smoke and what happened. So if I'm his family, oh shit, you don't even got remorse? I'm finna want to come get you even more. I want to come get you anyway because it happened. I'm lurking anyway. But the fact that you had no remorse and you voiced that, I don't understand why a major platform with 5 million subscribers would want to put that out there. It doesn't make sense at the end of the day. And we can't stop it. As long as people are viewing it, it's going to keep getting put out there. But this is why people want people like Adam held accountable, because you have the control over it. That's not stopping you from getting money. It's a lot of people I know for a fact he can get on that platform and get the same amount of views and traction without putting that type of message out. It's a lot of talented people in that space who can come get them clicks. Like when Sauce Walker went up there and was trolling about the OnlyFans and that shit went everywhere. Like it's a lot of different avenues to take rather than to push that. And that's what makes it look calculated, as if there's an agenda to keep us down here. Because why promote that? That don't make sense.
See, but me, sometimes I try to see it from different angles sometimes, because a person has to study good, but you have to study evil also. Not saying whatever the case is, but you got to learn the mentality of certain people. This is the mentality that's out here that we live with every day. So sometimes it is good for people to understand that, because a motherfucker could be, this type of shit happening every day to people. It's just the fact that it was Pop Smoke and he was famous that they're more accustomed to reacting that way. They don't be giving a fuck about niggas that be in the hood getting killed the same exact way. Do they parents or do they mama deserve to get light shined on them, or whatever the case is? So that's the only difference, I think, why people are more sensitive to it. But that's the mindset. Niggas do shit every day for a bag or for whatever the case is and be like, damn, it is what it is. I'm not finna be out here living it how people expect them to be. You could judge it, but we're not in those situations. Like you said, in their mind, we just going to get the bag. It just end up probably going sour. So I don't really try not to judge it too much, but I do agree, like, far as we do need to change the narrative of how we're pushing agendas on the stories. Go ahead, bro.
Come on, man. Bring your fat, goofy, blubber body,
what the fuck going
sweaty ass.
I'm like, what's going on?
Fat gummy bear looking ass motherfucker. Ain't never on time. But this, okay, let me ask y'all a question. Should we stop being so sensitive and caring about what's going on over there, or what these culture vultures are doing at this point? Would it be better for our culture to say, they gonna be the vultures they gonna be, as long as niggas going over there letting them be the vultures? Let's stop caring. Let's start pushing the platforms who aren't being the vultures. Let's start consuming that and getting that the views and changing the narrative that way, because realistically, the consumers have the power. No, everybody wants to blame the platforms that's pushing out the bullshit, but then the consumers don't want to look in the mirror and go, well, I'm consuming it. So what about that? Like, when do we hold each other accountable for pushing the views? Because, hey, they got 5 million subscribers. Y'all are subscribed. So how tired of the bullshit are you if 5 million y'all are subscribed, and then I go to this platform and they pushing everything you say we need to push, and they got 10,000 subscribers?
See, but the difference, I think, for us is that, like I always say, you got to be the change you want to see. But at the same time, these is motherfuckers that's across the world sometimes looking at they shit. It's a small percentage of us that's actually living it, and then the ones that's maybe drained or tired from it, but the ones that's not affected by it, they love to see it. Like watching a damn John Wick movie. You hearing about these niggas or whatever the case is. It's an action movie to them. Damn, they doing this, doing that. Then they run in their imagination, and now they're infatuated with this person, whoever they see it is. And they mind it's a character. But to other niggas like us, this is real life. Like, y'all exploit people's lives, but niggas outside walking and gotta live that life. Versus where you can go home and be on your computer and just look it up. But you fucking this nigga whole life up by putting more light on whatever he's going through.
How you feel?
This is the important. Go ahead.
Let me piggyback off what you said. I love that you brought up John Wick, because it's a perfect example. Okay, I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 12 years. I'm a black belt. John Wick is one of the first mainstream movies where they actually incorporated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ground fighting into the action scenes. Now, if I watch Common do a kiss of the dragon to an inverted armbar, most people don't know what that is. But I know he did it totally wrong. And I know that in a real fight, it wouldn't work that way because his technique was totally horrible. But that is the cost when you export or market what you have to the world. Once you let them touch it, you can't complain about what they do with it. Now, we could have kept it in our own little coveted spaces and been like, the technique is most important no matter what. But as soon as we let Hollywood get a hold of it and we were like, yeah, that's awesome, now they have creative license with it. Same thing with hip hop, same thing with the quote unquote culture. Snoop, NWA, whatever else the names of these groups are, they wanted this stuff to be worldwide. That was their mission. Guess what? When you let the world touch it, it loses authenticity. It loses authenticity. So gang banging, for whatever reason, we felt like it was something we wanted to export to the world. We wanted to let people go around the world, China and stuff, getting on stage, singing rap songs that these fools can't even understand. We can't be complaining now that it's taken on a life of its own. Once we give them access to where they can pay for it and buy it and consume it and put it on the market, man, sitting up trying to gatekeep it is a thing of the past. Because now they're doing what they want to do.
I got a question for y'all.
But I look at it different because it's like, all right, I come from this. This is what I am. So I'm going to be proud of this, whether you love me or hate me. So fuck it. I am what I am. And if you're going to judge it, you're going to judge it. It's not the fact that you automatically got to glorify it, because I'm not going to go tell nobody to go in the trenches and do this and do that. And I know what are consequences and the things that you got to go through living that life. And a lot of niggas is not ready to go through that. But you judging me off of, that's like being in a poverty-stricken country. You still gonna be proud of your flag where you at, but it's like, damn, I don't want you to live like this either.
But
I got a question for y'all. I feel like the conversation or the topic of conversation when we talk about this is a split in the culture, right? Pretty much is what we're talking about. So my question to y'all is, at the point we're at, do you think the people or do you think there should be a succession of black culture? Like, should people who want to see black culture going a certain direction, should they quote unquote secede from what black culture is now? And if so, what would black culture look like if we do that?
I think it should be just like our economy, a free market. Let it go through its natural evolution with everybody participating in it. I don't mind if that Mexican OT is a rapper and he whatever, because I feel like, hey, he might be the one that brings something new to the situation that might benefit everybody. Mm-hmm. Those dudes might be the reason why tension between black and Mexicans dies down, because we might rally around a common interest. Ultimately, when we didn't check stuff, like, I'll give you an example, like on Menace to Society. When we let them dudes portray a young black dude volunteering to suck some dude's dick for an 8-ball of crack, that's where we failed at. Japanese people, it don't matter. I watched the movie.
Is that a reality in some places?
This is what I'm saying. A reality is that women called geisha sell pussy in Japan. But they never had a sex scene in the whole movie. They never did a Halle Berry Monsters Ball moment where a dude is flipping her ass over the couch, beating that shit up animal style. Because they gatekeep it. They let you share in their culture under their close supervision. Somebody should have made $500,000 off of Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, just making sure they didn't portray us in a light that was too negative. So we let these dudes get our stuff, John Singleton and these dudes, we let them take stuff that was a part of our experience, and they just degraded it. They took it to the lowest possible point of no return. It's too late. It's 30 years later.
But that was the reality.
No.
A lot of that shit was really going on.
Just because it's the reality, there's a way to do it with class. Schindler's List is the reality. How many people did you see with their skin frying off of their bones?
No, you don't.
There's certain stuff that you don't
but this
let
what I'm
people
saying.
portray in your culture.
No, but it don't matter. You don't sugarcoat it, because this is really going on with people that's going over there.
It's not.
People is really getting beat up by the police. People is really doing these things. And if you desensitize that, then that's fuck everybody else pain that's really actually living and dealing with that. Why would you soften that up? Why would I soften that when this is what you need to see? Because I'm seeing it. Why do you gotta soften what I'm going through? But it's not sugarcoating it. What it's doing is someone handling a reality of your existence responsibly. That was a bad light to portray a young black man in, even in the 90s, because young black boys will see that. Black women will see that. And that could cause them to develop a perspective of their own culture, a view of their culture that is negative and degrading. So there's a way to do everything. Back in the day, we used to watch movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff, right? Have y'all noticed we watch action movies and there's no blood anymore? Nobody even noticed that. You still could go watch action movies. You don't see all that blood and gore, people with their heads getting chopped off. It doesn't diminish the quality of the movie, because they found creative ways to do the same thing while taking into consideration
people's mental health, the negative impact of this stuff that it could have on, because what was happening? White kids was watching that stuff, going to get a gun and shooting people and doing all that stuff, and they said, whoa, this is having an impact. Let's do the same thing in a more creative way. Use your creativity. Some of the best movies I ever watched.
I think that's
cat. I think they don't care about your mental health.
For one, I don't know no action movies where they still not showing blood.
Right.
For two, you bringing up a fairy tale Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that had nothing based on somebody's reality. So what I mean is, you're talking about menace to something that was a reflection of somebody's real reality. That don't coincide. That's like bringing up the fucking Matrix. Yeah, you got pieces of certain things, but we know niggas ain't dodging bullets like Neo.
Well, why couldn't they have a Mexican crackhead volunteering to suck a dude's dick for crack rock, or a female who's volunteering to do something like that? That's actually more fitting of the reality.
They have Mexican movies that's doing that weird shit.
I never saw a dude.
Wait a minute. American Me. They had a rape scene in there, so I got called a spade. They did it too.
But you didn't see the dick going in the booty on American Me.
You didn't see that on Menace?
Did you want to see that, nigga?
I don't want to see.
And he didn't even see nothing. The nigga got killed.
He
So what are you talking
matter of
about?
fact, he tripped him for doing it.
Bro, that was to me, that scene was totally unrealistic. You're gonna kill a dude because he's all strung out. A dope dealer would
It wasn't
be like,
strung
man,
out. He did
he
that.
was strung out.
What you're saying is
I'm
that
saying-
it might subconsciously give people the impression
No,
that
he said he
not
talked
worth
about
nothing.
pulling the whole shit out. The nigga didn't even show nothing. He said what he said to him, and he killed the nigga.
Was that realistic to you? The fact that some dude killed a crackhead.
Yeah, hold on.
that.
Dudes been killed for less. It's been dudes.
Yes.
Been dudes killed for saying SMD.
Have you ever
suck my
seen
dick.
that? Have you
it
ever
don't matter
seen
what
that?
because you didn't see it. Don't make
We've
it a
never
reality.
seen that in the
You
hood.
never seen it, but that don't make it not
You
a
never
reality.
seen it either.
I never seen a lot
We're
of
from
shit
the
that
same
happened.
neighborhood.
In
But
those
look,
times, the killers, niggas was chipping niggas for nothing in the 90s and those 80s and those eras.
Dudes wasn't chipping crackheads. Crackheads are a
you
source
don't
of
know,
money.
you
Why
don't
you gonna
know,
kill
you
your
don't know
money
who was
source?
getting killed.
Man, you crazy as hell. Hey, but look, this to answer Kylie's question.
I already answered it.
No, you answered it in contradiction. You said it should be a free for all, and then we need to control the narrative. So
No,
which one
I
is
said
it?
it's too late to control the narrative once you allow people to do shit like that. I never contradict myself.
This is my thing. I'm all for people choosing their own reality. So that's just what it is. People are choosing the reality that they prefer. We get on here week after week, and people in the comments say this what they want, and they all under the No Jumper comments saying this what they want. But guess what? You're still under the comments of No Jumper. You're still subscribed to the channel. You're still watching the shit week after week.
You still reading the comments? That's your first problem. These people in the
No,
comments.
hell yeah, I read comments.
The
I study.
audience don't even know what they want.
I get that, but that's what I'm getting at is they're getting exactly what they want, because if they didn't want it, channels like this channel or channels like Billy Carson, like I always go back to shouting out the ones that's providing a different outlook on us and a different image of us, but they don't have the same following because it's not as trendy, it's not as cool, it may not be as entertaining. You may not even know what the hell they even talking about. This is why I like Joe Rogan shit, because he can get people from all walks of life. He don't even gotta know about it. He there like us watching. Damn, for real? And that's entertaining.
Because Joe Rogan would have did what you did with Flacco first. Instead of even responding, Joe Rogan would have said, how about you just come over to the show, explain to me your perspective. That's why he gets those people. If people don't know what they want, bro, a woman might say, I don't want a fat dude like Uncle Ruckus. Well, pull out $40 and she's all about it. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know she wanted it. Until she knew she wanted it. That's all I'm saying.
We can't even use the women.
And most of these dudes was raised by those women.
No, for sure.
It's true, but
my thing is with black people, do we need to stop trying to save everybody? Because every black person feels it's anybody's responsibility in the limelight to save us. And I'm like, do we want to save ourselves at this point? Because the shit that we doing, we know it's fucked up.
What?
We know the shit we're doing is keeping us at the bottom. We're still doing it.
Listen.
It's getting hard to defend niggas, and it's getting easier to look at niggas like Charleston White like, you can't even be mad at this nigga low key.
What black people? Oh, sorry.
Now go ahead, because I can say, or could it be like you say, people are mentally entrapped. So do they even know that they're at where they at in their mindsets, far as if they think they free, but they not really free. They think they're making choices based off their own kind of thinking, but they're not. So if you have a different understanding of that, should you still reach out for your people?
It's the law of the jungle. It's natural selection. 40 million people in America that are black are like a blip of the black global community. It's 1 billion black people in Africa. That's why I tell every black person, go visit Africa so you can see how much you really do not matter in the scheme of all this. My grandma used to tell me, don't nobody owe you shit. So if somebody's sitting over there and want to keep entertaining bullshit and negativity that destroys them in their community, let them do it, because nature will take its course. And I'm going to be real with you. It's probably going to be way better without them.
No,
It's going to be way better. Us four can sit up and have a nice conversation. It's an idiot from probably our own neighborhood who will be pulled out a gun and try to kill all of us over some of the shit we said up here. Life is better without him. I'm a fat dude, right? I might die from a heart attack, right? But guess what? I'm going to teach my daughter, hey, look, man, cut back on the snacks. This is how you
You got to live by example.
No, listen, this is what I'm saying. I could give her her mom is skinny. So the thing is, I can give her the information she needs so she doesn't make the mistake that I did. If I chose not to do that, like some of these people you see, they fat as hell, they kid freaking look fatter than them. Guess what? That's natural selection. Nature is saying you don't need to be here anymore.
So let me ask you this, because I hear you say often, man, these rappers ain't giving back. These rappers ain't doing that. So by your logic, natural selection, let people fend for themselves.
That's
why
what
do
they
you?
should do.
I know, but why do you hold them accountable for not giving back? I heard you said it on this show.
I'm not holding. If I was holding them accountable, bro, I can talk to Snoop Dogg and all them dudes. My dad know all them dudes. Those dudes hit me up. Hey, how's your pops? Do we need something? I understand what they're not doing, while at the same time not expecting a damn thing from them. I say that to show people, look, they're not doing nothing for you. Why are you still following them, looking up to them, expecting stuff from them? Listen, expectation is the root of all suffering. If you expected somebody to do something, anything that they don't want to do, you are just putting yourself in a type of purgatory, stressing yourself out. I probably got gray hair because, I want my wife to stop picking up my stuff and moving it and then forgetting where she put it. But now I just expect her to do exactly what she does. It saves me time, saves me stress, and I can focus on me, what I gotta do. And that's what we need to do. Look, man, I can't say the black community, but if somebody come to me, if my nephew say, hey, bro, I'm trying to make some money this summer, I got $60, every couple of days for bro to do this, do X, Y, Z. He's at my storage right now, moving it from one storage to another one with my other 2 nephews. I'm paying for that. That's the best I could do, because that will keep them from robbing somebody, doing something to somebody, selling their ass, because that happens too, even with boys, selling their ass for some money. That's where you're going to make the most impact, not worrying about what No Jumper is doing. No Jumper going to do what they do until it's no longer profitable for them. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, and that's why I feel like I'm at a point, and I feel like y'all are as well, where I just want to help the people that want to be helped. And so that's where I was getting at with the question of a secession from, black culture almost, is like, for us possibly, and I feel like this passionately, for us to advance, we do have to drop some of the dead weight, unfortunately. And I feel like we're at a point right now in our community where there's certain people trying to push a message, and then there's certain people that really just don't give a fuck. And then there's people who are watching both. And the people who are watching the people that are trying to push the message and they want to get on that train, that's the route that we should take. And those are the only people we should really worry about. Although this progressive movement here is I'm still holding up my clean glass next to somebody's dirty glass. So even though I'm not necessarily trying to save these people, me doing what I'm doing is still being an example for these people. But at this point, I'm just giving them the choice if they want to come along for the ride or not. So that's where I am as a black person in the community. Like, do you want to get on this train to success? If you do, come on. If not, you could watch from the sidelines. I'm going to still keep doing my thing, but it's always open.
But for me, I see it different regardless. I see it different. If I get rich today, a lot of my niggas is going to get pulled out of their situations. You got a choice, like you say, to choose a certain reality and be what you want to be, or whatever the case it might be. But at the same time, for myself, I've been in these mind frames that they are in. I can't judge them because I am them. Now, I'm trying to make a better progression or make a better way for all of us, because ain't nobody else doing that for us. Regardless, me and bro might be doing what we do, but we're still from where we're from. A lot of people are seeing this, don't give a fuck. If they see us, they might still be on whatever they on, and I got to be on that for the rest of my life unless I done moved out of Long Beach or wherever the fuck I'm at, or California in general. So I see it in a different light.
There's the thing, right? There's this whole dynamic that exists. If you want to hold somebody down, guess what? You got to stay down with them to keep them down there. No Jumper, like, for example, I don't see, in my mind, it makes no logical sense why somebody would actually sit down and watch Flacco or listen to him. He stutters too much. I don't know if he has Asperger's or what. I'm not trying to make fun of him. I would rather sit and listen to Kali because he has more of a radio type voice. That's more like it's more accommodating to the ear. You can get your ears can get exhausted. At that point, you understand that the metric isn't even the quality of the content. The metric is no longer value. The metric is degeneracy.
Yeah.
You have a negative mind, probably living a negative life, and you want to hear and listen to and absorb negativity at all costs. Look at all the most negative platforms.
Yeah.
We're sitting in a place where the people probably have nowhere near as much money as No Jumper is getting right now. Why does this look way better than No Jumper? There's nothing invested back into the people who watch the channel. We gonna fix stuff up to make it look nice for them. They don't give a fuck about those people. Those people don't give a fuck about them. They understand that, right? Adam let his own wife get screwed by some dude on TV. Like, for real. You think this guy is in a place that's healthy in his mind? So let those idiots and everybody who watch him have that unhealthy space. If you look at YouTube or any social media, the majority of the most successful channels are positive content. Nobody's making more money than Mr. Beast. He don't talk about nothing negative. Nobody got an $11 million or whatever dollar deal with Joe Rogan. He's not talking about nothing negative. The problem is, in a way, and we just got to be honest, we look at what they got, and low-key, we have some type of, it's a bit of jealousy at what they're able to do. But we have to look at it in the right perspective. They're getting that because they're appealing to the lowest echelon of humanity. Just negativity and bullshit. We gotta go high. We gotta be like, damn, the Obamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just talk about high level, high power stuff. Let's be about what we, say we're trying to be about. And I think that we'll reap the fruit of that, and it'll be way more lucrative than anything else.